Hey everybody, this is Christina from craftmuse, and today's tutorial is going to be for this little Monsters Incorporated Tsum Tsum little thing here. I put a ribbon on it to kind of make it like a little, you can hang it from like a bag or a keychain or do whatever you want with this. I just thought it would be cute. I just got the Alpha Loom. I know it's been out for a while, but I just got one recently and decided to play around with it a little bit. So I came up with this as like my first little Alpha Loom creation, so I thought I would share it with you guys. So we have Mike Wazowski here, we have Sully and Boo, and these are kind of to look like the Tsum Tsums, how they have like a stack on them. So what we'll be making on the Alpha Loom are the three characters, and then at the end we'll add their little horns and the little pigtails separately off of the loom. So what you'll need to make this is either the Alpha Loom, or you can use your Rainbow Loom. We're using all 7 pins on the Alpha Loom. So if you are using your Rainbow Loom, just make sure you have 7 pins available. Take off the middle pin, of course, so that you'll have the middle part open so that your design can grow out from the bottom. And then the colors that you're going to be needing today to make this are, I wrote it down so you guys can get that ready if you want beforehand. You're going to need a green, so I'm using the lime green here, so you'll need 35 of those. You'll need 10 white. You'll need black, which I did not get out, but you'll need 27 blacks, 6 purples, 39 blues. This is like a turquoise-ish light blue color. So the Rainbow Loom turquoise would work well for this, or like the Sweets baby blue color. The 600 count ones would work well as well. And then you'll need 12 pink. So I'm using the pinks that you can find in the pastel packs. Not the coral color, but the pinker color. But then you'll also need like a darker pink for her bows once we put those on later. And then the pinks that we'll be using with the lighter pinks are for the cheeks. But you can use the same pink as the cheeks if you want for the bows. You don't have to have 2 separate pinks, but that's just an option. And then you'll need 30 skin tone colors for Boo's face, and then 24 clear bands and 16 brown, and these are for the little horns. You can make the horns whatever color you want. I just decided to do it in brown just because I thought it would be more visible using the brown. So this little paper here I'm going to keep out as like a reference. I'm going to be doing this entire like pattern with you guys. I'm not just going to leave you with the pattern. I'm going to be doing the whole thing. So let's get started on this. So we are going to start with row 1, which is 3 greens, and I'm using my Alpha Loom, and I have the little hole on my left side. Not that it really matters, but I'm using regular Rainbow Loom bands for this instead of the Alpha Loom bands. So I'm going to need to double loop every single band. So if you don't have the Alpha Loom bands, then make sure you're double looping each band that you put down. So I'll be using the 3 pins, making sure I'm leaving the 2 on the ends alone. So row 1, going to double loop, place it on my pin, and then you're going to want to put these into a, what's that called? A figure 8 for all 3 of those. So take another band, double loop it, and make a figure 8 on the next pin. And then again, double loop and figure 8. And push those bands down. So I've got the 3 greens, and then these 2 are left alone. So that was row 1. I'm going to take a clear band. Now, since this is such a small area here, I don't really want this clear band to be visible, so I'm going to double loop this and stretch that across these 3 pins. just like that. And then push that down a little bit. Okay, so now I want to lay down row 2, and that is going to be 5 greens. So I'm going to be skipping the first pins here, and I'm going to lay down my first green here. So I want to do my figure 8 on this one here because there aren't any bands underneath it. So I'm going to put this down, and again this is double looped. And then these 3 here are just going to be double looped bands on top. No figure 8 needed for that. So just straight across, double loop, straight across, double loop, straight across, and then this band here, double loop figure 8. Next I want to take my hook and grab that double looped clear band and bring it up to the center. So as you can see, I have these 2 bands on the end, and there's no bands underneath that I can flip. So I'm going to leave these outside bands alone and just flip the bottom bands over the top. I would use my little Alpha Loom hook, but I don't know, for some reason I kind of find it more difficult. So make sure that you're doing this side and then you're turning it around and doing the other side. You don't want to leave that side undone, and I have accidentally skipped that a few times. So, and then you have to start over if you do that. So then push those bands down. We are going to be adding a clear band across these 5 pins. And if you don't have clear, use the color that is more dominant. So like if you don't have clear, I'd say use some green bands to put in between. Okay, so now we are on row 3, and we will be doing 3 greens, a white, and then 3 greens. So the first green is going to be double looped and figure 8, since there's no bands underneath that. And then this next band is going to be green, double loop, just go straight across. Next band is green, double loop, just go straight across. The middle one here is going to be in white, so grab your white, double loop that, put it on straight across, and then you're going to put on a double looped green, straight across, another one, double loop green, straight across, and then this last one here is going to be double looped and figure 8'd. Just like that. Now we're going to flip these over. Go ahead and flip that clear band over first. We're going to be leaving these outside pins alone because there's no bands underneath them, and we're just going to be flipping over the bottom loops on these 5 pins and on the other side as well. I'm still kind of finding it awkward to film like loom tutorials, so I apologize if my hands get in the way. I'm trying to do it like so that you can see everything that I'm doing. So we've done row 3, now we're going to be doing row 4. So we need to take a clear band and we're going to be stretching it all the way across all of these pins. It's like that. I can't really see the clear, but it's there. And then what colors we will be using for this is going to be 2 green, 3 white, and 2 green. And these are just all double looped, no figure 8, so just double looped and across. So there's 1 green, there's 2 greens. Now we're going to be doing 3 whites. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then 2 greens at the end. So there's 1 and 2. Take this and flip over my clear band, and I'm going to be flipping all these bottom bands over on both sides. Turn it around and do the same thing. And then I'm going to push down. I do like to use this to push down though, because it gets in all of them at the same time. So now we're going to be working on row 5. Don't forget your clear band. Stretch it all the way across. Okay, so row 5 is going to be 1 green. And then we're going to be doing pinks, and if you can see there's a 2 here. That means I just used 2 bands for the cheeks, just to make it like, not that you can really tell the difference by using 2 bands, but I kind of wanted the cheeks to be a little bit more visible than they would have been with just 1 band, so I decided to use 2 bands for each cheek. So you guys can do that if you want. If not, you can go ahead and just use a single band. But let's start off with 1 green. Then I have my 2 pinks, and I'm going to double loop those. And just lay those on straight across. Now I have to do a white. And then a black, which I did not get ready. And then another white. And then we need to do 2 pinks. And end with a green. Flip over that middle clear band, and then flip all your bands over. Turn it around and do the same thing on the other side. So I'm still new to this Alpha Loom thing, so I'm sure, I don't know, I just kind of figured this out on my own. Like, it might not even be necessary to do some of the things that I'm doing, but I'm sure I'll learn better as I practice more with it. Okay, so we've done row 5. Now I want to do row 6. So row 6 is going to be 2 greens, 3 whites, and then 2 more greens. Don't forget to lay down your clear band. So there's 1 green, 2, and then 3 whites. So here's 1, 2, 3, and then 2 more greens. 1, 2. Flip your middle band and flip over your bottom bands. Those pink ones might be a little bit tight because we double looped those. Just make sure you grab all the pink. Turn it around and do the same thing. Push down. All right, we are now on row 7. So row 7 is going to be 3 greens, 1 white, and 3 greens. Oh, I almost forgot my clear band. There's something that I always forget when I'm doing these. It's either the clear bands or to flip over the other side. Hopefully I don't do that like on camera. So there's 3, and then a white, and then 3 more bands, green bands. over your clear band. Okay, I'm gonna try this hook out. I'm just afraid because like I feel like I'm gonna take off the top bands with these or snap my bands. Alright, that was okay. Let's try that again. Alright, push down. Now row 8, and this is the last row for Mike. As you can see, we went from 7 to 5, so we're going to be decreasing these two. Oh, there's a hair. So we're going to be decreasing these ends here so that we're just ending up with 5 pins. So to do that, I'm just going to take this band here and move it right there. Do the same thing on the other side. So I'm just moving it down 1. And then the same with these two. So I'm going to grab those bands and move it down 1. And over here, move it down 1. So those ones that you move down, you're going to flip the bottom bands. So just 1, 2, turn around and do the same thing. So that now we are left with 5 pins. So you want to make sure that you do that before you add your clear band. So after you've done the decreasing is when you'll add your clear band. So just place your clear band across those 5 pins, push down, and then 5 green bands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead and flip your clear band and then flip these bottom bands over. I'm only using this because it's faster for you guys. Let go and then push down. Alright, so we finished with row 8. Now we're moving on to Sully. So as you can see, he starts out with 3 bands only. So we have to decrease again. So we're going to go from 5 to 3 pins now. So we're doing the same thing. We're going to be moving the 2 outer pins towards moving them down 1 pin. So pick up those bands, place them on the pin below it. Do the same thing right across. And then on the other side. Okay, and then you need to flip over those bottom bands. And then push it down. And so we are now on 3 pins so that we can go ahead and get started with Sully. So when we lay our clear band, we will need to double loop this because we're only working on 3 pins and we want that to be nice and tight. So go ahead and stretch your double looped clear band across those 3 pins. Push down, and now we're starting with blue. So 3 blues, double looped. So there's 1, 2. Move this so you guys can see. And 3. Flip your double looped clear band over, and then flip the bottom green bands over. Do the same thing on the other side. Push down. So now on row 10, we have to add 2 more bands to the outsides. So we're going to be working on 5 pins. So when you lay down your outer blue bands, you're going to double loop those and put them in a, what's it called? A figure 8 shape. First lay your clear band, make sure you double loop that. Place it on those 3 pins. Grab your blue band. You're going to place it on your pin and do your figure 8 just on the outer ones. And then 3 regular double looped bands. 1, 2, 3, and then this band here is going to be double looped and figure 8. Go ahead and flip that double looped clear band over, and then flip those bottom 3 bands in the center. Go to the other side, do the same thing. Push your bands down. I'm going to place my clear band on. You don't need to double loop it, just put it across the 5 pins. This thing is kind of hard to work with if you have like bigger, well, my fingers aren't huge, but maybe it's easier for a child. Okay, so that was row 10. Now we are doing row 11, which is all 7 pins filled with blue. So again, these outer pins will be a figure 8, and the rest will just be laid across straight. So double loop your blue, make your figure 8. Double loop and lay across. Double loop and lay across. Double loop and lay across. Lay across. Lay across, and then the last one, double loop and make a figure 8. Go ahead and flip your clear band over, leave the outer pins alone, and just flip the bottom 5 bands. And on the other side. Sorry if these blue bands kind of match the alpha loom. Push down. Now we're on row 12, so make sure you lay down your clear band all the way across. So we're going to be doing a blue, and then 2 pink for the cheeks, blue, and then I used 2 purples for the nose, blue, 2 pinks for the cheeks, and blue. No figure 8s here. So double loop. This is getting difficult to do on a flat surface because the little mic is poking out at the bottom. So blue, and then I'm going to grab 2 pinks and double loop those. And then blue, double looped, and then 2 purples. Double looped, and then a blue, and then 2 pinks, and then a blue, and then I'm going to flip and flip. Make sure I got all those. I feel like this is going to break. Okay, and then you want to push that down. Alright, so our next row is row 13. And we need to do 2 blues, a black, a blue, a black, and 2 blues. Make sure you lay down your clear band. Hold on. This one here, did it flip all the way? Okay. Okay, I have a solution for now. I put this on this little hook holder, so don't mind my other hooks in there. Alright, so clear band is across. Now we're going to do 2 blues. One. Not a very good solution because it kind of moves around. 2, and then a black, and then a blue, and then a black, and then 2 blues. So there's 1, 2. Go ahead and flip your clear, and then your bottom 7. Turn it around and do the same thing on the other side. And then push it down. Next row is row 14, and we're going to be doing a blue, purple, 3 blues, purple, and a blue. So lay down your clear band. So we have a blue, and I'm just using single purples for this. I just used double purples for the nose. And then 3 blues. So there's 1, 2, 3, and a purple, and then a blue. Now you want to flip. So clear band and then bottom bands. Turn it around. And push down. Row 15, we're going to be doing 2 blues, a purple, a blue, a purple, and 2 blues. Grab your clear band and stretch it across. So we have blue, blue, purple, blue, purple, and then 2 blues. There's 1 and 2. Flip over. Do the same thing on the other side. And push down. Alright, so now we are going down to 5 pins, so we want to decrease these outer pins here. So the same thing that we did with Mike, we're going to move this band down to here. So pick that up, move it down, and on the other side as well. Pick that up and move it down, and then do that on the other side. Bring that band down, and bring that band down, and then you want to flip these outer pins. Turn it around and do the same thing. And now you are on 5 pins. So let's go ahead and add our clear band across the 5 pins. And we'll be laying just 5 blues. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to flip that middle over and then flip these bottom pins over. Bottom bands, not the pins. It's going to look a little weird until we add like the little pigtails and horns. So if you're like, what the heck, it looks kind of funky right now, it will look a lot better once we add the little finishing touches to it. Okay, so now here we are switching over to make Boo, and we need to start her on 3 pins. So once again, we need to decrease the end pins. So same thing, just pick those up and bring them down. And then do that on the other side. And then flip over those bottom outer pins on both sides. Push down. So when we add our clear band across the 3 pins, it's going to be double looped. So make sure you double loop that and bring it across the 3 pins. And now we are working with the skin tone color. Okay, now I'm starting to have problems with this not being deep enough. Okay. Okay, so now we need to do 3 in skin tone. So there's 1, 2, and 3, and then go ahead and do your flipping. The other side as well. Push that down. So for row 18, we want to go from 3 pins to 5 pins. So when we lay down the outer skin tone, we need to do the figure 8, and then at the bottom, the last pin also needs to be a figure 8. And the 3 in the center will just be straight across. So again, grab your clear band and double loop that across the 3. And I'm gonna see if I can use this without that now. Alright, so grab a skin tone and place it on double looped with the figure 8. Then the next 3 are just going to be double looped across. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then your next skin tone is going to be double looped figure 8. Okay, flip your clear band over, and then you're just going to be flipping the 3 bottom bands. and leaving these outer ones alone because there's nothing to flip there. So push down. Row 19 is going to be all 7 pins. So our outer pins are going to be a double looped figure 8, and the rest will just be laid across. So grab your clear band and stretch it across the 5 pins. Oops. Okay, and then grab your skin tone, put it on the outer pin, double looped figure 8. And then just 5 straight across double loop bands. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the last one here is a double looped figure 8. Flip your clear band and then flip the 5 bottom bands, and on the other side as well. Push down. Now go ahead and lay a clear band all the way across. And we are now on row 20, so we're going to be doing skin tone, then 2 pink bands, 3 skin tones, 2 pinks, and then a skin tone. So skin tone, double loop your 2 pinks, and then 3 skin tones. There's 1, 2, 3. Grab your 2 pinks, double loop those. And then the last one is a skin tone. And we're going to be flipping. So clear band first, and then flip all the other bottom bands. Turn around and do the same thing. Push down. Grab your clear band and bring it across all 7 pins. We are on 21 now, so we're going to be doing 2 skin tones, a black, a skin tone, a black, and 2 skin tones. So there's 1, 2, and then a black, and then a skin tone, and then a black, and then a skin, and a skin. Flip. Oops, get that. Turn it around. Push down. Row 22 is going to be black, 5 skin tones, and then a black. So clear band across. We're doing black, and then 5 skin tones. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops, I put that on the same 1. Then 5, and then end with a black. Flip your clear, and then flip your bottom 7 on both sides. And put it down. If I'm going too fast or too slow, remember you can always fast forward or pause the video. Okay, so this next row is just going to be all black. So all the pins will just be in black. So get your clear and then lay down 7 black bands. Sorry, I did that. And flip. Clear band, and then the 7 on each side. Push down. And we are on our last row here. So we have to decrease down to 5. So just like the other 2 that we did, we're going to be decreasing the outer 2 bands. So bring one bit, lift that band off and bring it down a pin, and across do the same thing. And then the same thing on the other side. And then flip those outer bands on the other side as well. And then push down. Now you want to add your clear band across the 5 pins, and then we're going to be laying down 5 black bands. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and our last one here, 5. Flip your clear band over, and then flip those bottom bands on both sides. Alright, so now what we want to do is put this away because it's taking up a lot of room. So I'm going to bring each of these bands in the front over to the back. So I'm just going to pick it up off the pin and place it on the back pin. So I'm just bringing these bands across. Just like that. So you have nothing on the front. Now if you turn it over to the back, you're going to flip over the 5 bands on the bottom. Okay, and then now what I want to do is I'm going to pick up this first black band over here and place it on my hook. And then I'm going to pick up this next band over here. So I've got the 2. And I'm sliding these bands under this one. So just slide it right on through. Make sure it doesn't fall off your hook or fall off the pins, so don't pull too hard. So I've done that. Now I'm going to grab the next band and slide it under. I'm going to grab the next band, slide it under, and then the last band and slide it under. And then I'm just going to go in through this loop over here at the end. I'm going to grab a black band, bring it through here and this band here, reclaim the other end onto my hook, and then tie that into a slip knot nice and tight because it's holding it all together. And I know that by closing it up that way, it gives her head a little curve. But once we add the little pigtails on, it will look fine. So, and plus, you know, if it bothers you that much, you can kind of tug at it and it will kind of straighten itself. So now we need to tuck this in. So I'm just going to kind of weave this through some of the black bands. Just make sure that it's hidden nicely. Anyways, I thought these would kind of be cute to make into keychains, and I do have like the little metal keychains, but they're just the circle, so like I would like to have added some chain or something, and then add some like beads and stuff to it, just to, you know, dress it up a little. But I don't have any chain at the moment, so I just kind of just went with the ribbon that I have now, because you can still add that to like another keychain. You can make it shorter than I did. So I tucked that in, and then I'm just going to kind of fix this up a little bit. Stretch it out a little bit. Not like, don't stretch it out like a ton. And then you can pick which way you want your front to be. Not that it really makes that big of a difference. So we want to go ahead and add like the little finishing touches. So we're going to be adding horns to Mike and Sully, and then little pigtails to Boo. So let's go ahead and do that part now. Okay, so get your brown out, or whatever color you're using for the horns. And I'm just going on the sides here, so I'm not using these last green bands here. I'm going right underneath that, and I'm going to stick my hook through the back and the front. So I'm going through 2 in the back and 2 in the front. And then I'm going to take 2 brown bands and double loop those. And then you're going to slide this through, and then make sure you're getting these centered as much as possible. So just like that. Now I'm going to take a single brown band, double loop that. I'm going to bring that through, centering it as much as possible. And then another single band double looped, bring that through. I'm going to center that, and then I'm going to pull that into a slip knot. So just like that. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going through 2 bands in the front and 2 bands in the back. Taking 2, double looping my bands, bringing those through. to take a single band, double loop that, bring that through, and another single band, double loop, bring that through, and then reclaim and tie into a slip knot. So just like that. And if your horns are kind of going like curving outwards, I'm going to tuck in this little tail on the inside. So I'm not tucking it in on the outer part of the horn, tucking it on the inside. And it is kind of like, you kind of have to work with it a little bit to make sure that it's hidden, but it does like hide pretty well. So just gonna go through like the very last little chain thing that I did and bring that through, and then go through the bottom, and bring that through. So just make sure you tuck it away so that you can't see the little tail, and then do the same thing on the other side. So just like that, you're going to do the same thing with Sully. So I'll let you guys go ahead and add the horns onto Sully, and then we'll work on Boo's little pigtails. So the same exact horns are going to go on Sully in the same exact way. So go ahead and pause the video and add your horns onto Sully, and then I'll meet you back here to finish up. Alright, so I finished up with my Sully, and now I want to add some pigtails onto Boo. So I'm going to grab 4 black bands for each pigtail. And then I'm going to take this point over here, stick my hook through on top of her head, and I'm grabbing all 4 of my black bands. Place those on your hook, and you want to slide that through. Reclaim all 4 of those onto your hook, and now you want to slide all 4 of these under these so that you're creating a thick slip knot. So once you've gotten all of those through, kind of push down and pull. Make sure you pull it nice and tight so that it doesn't come out later on. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So just go through that next little pointy area in her head and grab your other 4 black bands. And I'm going to do this, let's see, slide those through. Hold on, I lost some of those. I'm going to go in this way. Reclaim, and then slide under. Push down and pull. Nice and tight. And then we just want to add little bows, and these are just the same bows that I always make. So I'm just going to use my alpha loom for this. Going to place 4 pink bands. Just like that. I'm going to take another band, go under those 4 pink bands, and grab that pink band, so it's underneath. Reclaim the other end onto your hook, and then slide under so that you're making a really tight slip knot. And then you're just going to carefully pop these off the pin. And then you're going to wrap this extra band around the center, but make sure that you leave it a little bit loose so that you have enough to wrap around her pigtails. So I'm going to wrap it around. Three times. Just like that. And then I'm going to use some of that to wrap around the pigtails. So just place it on. And then you want to at least wrap it around one more time. And then I'm going to take these bands and kind of bring them over the knot so that it sits a little bit lower. If it will go. Okay, so there's one, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. So 4, go underneath, pull that band, tie it into a slip knot. And gently pull it off. Wrap this around a few times. And then place it on her hair and wrap that. Then I'm just going to pull this down to try to get it over that knot. Gosh, I have dog mixed stuff and stuck in my head. And then, of course, you know, you can work with it to fix up your bows a little bit if they're like lopsided, like mine are. And then I just clipped her hair. Like the little loops I just cut. So now she has little crazy pigtails. The bows are like not sitting how I want them to. Oh no. Well, I can worry about that later. So now if you want to add like anything on, like say ribbon, like I did with this one, I'm going to add some ribbon to this one too. Let me show you how I did that real quick. Just want to take a little bit of ribbon, and I'm just going to go through the top and the center, stick my hook through, and I'm just going to try to bring this through, just to get some of it through. And if you don't have like ribbon or keychains or anything like that, you could also like use rainbow loom bands and do like a chain or a fishtail, or you know, something fancy schmancy. Add whatever you like, or you can just leave it as is. You don't have to make this into like a hanging thing if you don't want. I just thought it'd be cute. And then I'm just going to tie this into a knot. And voila, we have a little, I don't know what this is going to be used for, but I think they're pretty cute. I love TSUM TSUM, so I had to, of course, first thing I had to make with my Alpha Loom was something TSUM TSUM. And I haven't done like anything from Monsters Inc., so I thought it'd be kind of cute to do this. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I would love to see if you guys made one of these. If you would share with me on Instagram or Facebook. You can find the links on the channel banner on the homepage of my YouTube videos. So share with me there. If you tag me in them, I will be sure to see them and comment on them. I just love seeing what you guys are making from my tutorials. It's so great and makes all of, you know, the work put into it worth it. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys next time for more. Have a great day. Bye.